fucked it up?
Yup.
Some people stand in the darkness, afraid to step
look at
into the light. Some people need to have somebody.
We're just
Nailed it.
nailing it, dude. Look at that. It's up in the corner.
Don't you worry, it's gonna be alright.
Yes, it will.
'Cause I'm always ready. I won't let you out of my sight. I'll be ready. No, don't you fear. I'll be ready. Forever and always. I'm always here.
All right.
Nailed it. We really did this time.
Yeah, and
I think
actually,
I started on the wrong fucking image. I think it was a shot of us just sitting here with our dumb faces.
well, and that's actually why.
And then we loaded the wrong graphic. You know what? Why am I saying we? I'm going to take full responsibility here, guys. And for this shitty mic stand that we still... Guess what? Update on the mic stand, everybody. Didn't fix it. Still haven't
really
fixed
okay.
it.
All right. Well, I'm really glad you brought up those things before. I'm glad you brought up those points, and that's actually why we had you here today, Christopher. It's recently come to our attention that
Sure.
maybe things haven't been, well, maybe not running as smoothly as they could.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I
think
thought
there's like room for improvement or something? Or
well, I thought this might just be a good time for us to just sit down and just rap about maybe some things that
rap.
that we think
Sorry,
you could
hold on,
do a little bit better.
What'd you say?
I said we could probably just rap about what
Rap.
you and I, just a nice conversation.
What does
about-
that entail, you and I rapping?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. So, what just happened earlier in this episode? Can you tell me what happened?
I would say maybe, first of all, I nailed the intro.
Okay, you nailed the intro.
And then I nailed the use of this substandard mic stand. So far, I think it's a success.
Okay, so
what do you
when-
at home think?
So when we went live, right? There was a little bit of a mistake.
Joe Biden. Sorry, what's
right?
up?
So there was a little bit of a mistake that you made there, right? So you showed us when you should have been showing maybe the
Oh
bumper
my God,
graphic.
this kid's never going to introduce the show.
And maybe that's something that we could address in the future. Tell me, actually, let's do it this way. Can you name one thing that went right so far in this episode?
I think it was the part where I said, "I'm Chris, that's Piss, and you're watching Six Deep." Nope, I effed up the intro too. God damn it. So we switched some stuff. Yeah, no, the intro totally was F too. So, quick status report. I'm like Scotty from the engine room, just like, God damn it, Captain. Not enough power.
So what do you think we could do differently
I
next
think
time?
we could probably dry run the show.
dry running. Dry running is
and then
that's a great
test
idea.
to see if we
It's a fantastic
were
idea.
prepared to try this new camera. So, turns out when you add a new camera,
Okay.
you change some things. It was an unknown. It was something we didn't know that we didn't know. And now we're here. And I think we should be happy with where we are. I think we should be just like stoked to be alive.
You know what would make me really happy?
What's up?
What's something you could
Oh
do
my God,
for the
Dre.
next episode?
Piss knows manager talk.
that
Coaching.
That could improve
Pisses me
improve
off.
the next episode. What do you think?
Nope.
What's one thing you think you
No.
could do?
I think I could tell you to fuck yourself. This is live on the
Okay.
air. So some real stuff.
So-
real talk.
I'm feeling so. Maybe those words we call those warm words. Okay, they were hot words.
We call those icky words. Those
So
are,
maybe, let's try that again. Let's try one more time. Maybe instead of telling me to
blow a pole.
okay, maybe instead of
Suck
that,
a rail.
What's one nice thing you
Suck a
could?
tailpipe. Wait, what I do? Well, I think I set up the show today.
Okay,
Obviously
and how
did
did that go?
I think
Let's
I
talk about
did
that.
a great job.
Okay, you
so
think you
far.
did a great job. Okay,
mean, we're using a new camera.
Cindy, can you mark that? Can you mark that in his file, please? Okay.
Cindy,
No,
don't mark that. Don't mark that. All right.
Please leave Cindy out of this. I will relay. I heard your message, and I'm going to take that. I'm going to send
we all
that to
know who Cindy
Okay.
works for here, but okay.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, how do I rebound from that?
I have no
It's
idea.
two massive fuck ups, or 3 or 4. Who's counting at this point?
At this point, we just keep racking them up.
Welcome to the greatest show on YouTube and Facebook with your 2 best internet pals, Piss and Crest. And we're here to expand your minds while we get inebriated. And while we try and mend maybe the unfortunate events that happened earlier in this episode.
So we got to like handshake it out because I think we need to breathe it out for the audience.
All right.
Just, you know what? Screw COVID because that's the sign of friendship right there.
That's right. That is.
I'm going to trump you
Okay.
real quick.
Okay.
How you doing, buddy?
I felt something pop in my
I
neck.
noticed.
I think
I
my
noticed
third.
husband is
I
movie,
think
just like I hit it.
my third vertebrae is just snapped.
So don't shake hands with the Trumpster unless you plan on getting big ol' yank.
Yeah. So, of course, as you guys can see, we really dialed everything in since the last couple episodes.
Does it look better than the?
Boy, we sure are just
God, I hope it looks
well
better than the
oiled.
last
And
episode.
with those notes that I gave to Christopher that I think he's going to take to heart. I know he's one of those guys that sometimes he says some things that he really doesn't mean, but that's just Chris, okay? So, well, Chris, do you know what we have in store tonight for these wonderful people?
No.
I literally, I put a cigarette down to do that bit that was supposed to last, 2 seconds.
Yeah, your little marketing management thing.
Well, that
sure
started
felt
out
like
as
it went on for a
a
while.
joke, and it ended as I think we really need to make some changes. I really would like to see those.
I'm gonna break your will.
Speaking
to
of changes, we've got a little article about Joanna Hoffman. Oh, you're saying, oh, I don't even know who that is.
I mean, I sure hope you're checking to see if the fans are commenting on the show right now.
Are they commenting?
I don't know. Are they? Because
Well,
I feel like that's a whole lot of pisses to part.
we just started, so I'm not holding any fans. I don't think have we ever had a single fan that's caught the cold open on the show?
Nah.
Okay.
Or maybe, yeah. I don't know.
And
I shouldn't say that. Just on
and
the off
sure
chance
enough,
somebody did.
we're not going to break that trend now.
No, because
okay?
that would mean we're letting people know ahead of time that
that's
there's
how you know Piss and Chris
a
sold
schedule.
out to the man.
We're
They're
not
just
selling out.
well, yeah. If we
You didn't
start
tune
out
in to
as-
Piss and Chris to see 2 sellouts saying what everybody else is saying.
yeah,
Just like tiptoeing the status quo, you know what I'm saying? We say F no
tiptoeing the quo.
to the status quo. Here we go. Roast some kids. The children have spoken, America.
I know what you're saying, Chris. You're like Joanna Hoffman. Who could that be? And let me tell you, she was the former right-hand woman of Steve Jobs and says Facebook is peddling an addictive drug.
Really?
And that drug is called anger. So we're going to hear more about that coming up in this riveting episode. Maybe you'd like to...
I don't think I've noticed Facebook peddling any anger over the last, say, 3 weeks. I haven't
Really?
noticed it.
Okay. Well, let's leave the sarcasm to me. How
Okay.
about that?
All right.
Maybe you want to know a
Duly
simple trick.
Noted.
Maybe you want to know a simple trick to watch YouTube, your favorite YouTube shows, including Six Deep with Piss and Chris, without any video ads. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Do I have a surprise for you? Chris, did you know that the new Ford Bronco is going to debut on O.J. Simpson's birthday?
Wait, there he is. There's Walter. Wait,
Walter?
that's actually badass. So the new Bronco's coming out on OJ's birthday?
Yeah. And
Why wouldn't they drop it on the day he ran from the cops in that thing, the white Bronco?
Well, I don't know if that was as well. That would have been a pretty good date too. Yeah.
That's kind of when it became famous.
Yeah. No, that's a
Just
really
throwing
good
that
point.
out there or whatever, but
Thanks, CNBC. So we've got some of that. That's pretty much actually all of that there was. How about scientists revealing that you've been buying weed wrong all these years? You interested in that? I bet you are.
I just realized that our new camera angle gives up all my secret hand moves back here. You guys can't see what's going on
Are you doing hand moves?
with this hand. This is where
What are the hand moves for?
I talk to the. You can't. No, I'm not going to say that. That's you can't say I talk to the children on the show with my hand.
Did they stroke your long blonde leg hair?
No.
No?
I'm
Okay.
I'm not going to say anything
where
remotely as
does it
dirty
end?
as Joe Biden. Because they touched my hair. I liked it. I still like children sitting on my lap. That's a quote from Joe Biden, not me. Just saying.
Jesus.
Dudes-
How
dudes
about we
said
lighten
some
it up
effed
a little
stuff.
bit with maybe a nice story about Diego, the tortoise who saved his entire species, and now he's finally retiring on his own uninhabited island.
I was hoping you were
Huh?
talking about Dora the Explorer the whole time, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, speaking of that, did you see the Fat Dora the Explorer thing?
No.
There's this like huge fat chick with the Dora wig and shit, and she's like, what's the name of the monkey in there?
Dude, I've never
Dora.
watched literally one episode of that show.
Yeah,
Could not tell you.
but she just like
Isn't it Diego? That's
Di-
the thing. Or no,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
think-
little boy version of her or some shit.
is it?
I don't fucking know. One time, our older brother who has children, because we never bought into that scam.
What, children?
Yeah.
God,
oh
no.
my god. Don't.
Not as long as I
hold
can
on,
help it.
kids. No. We didn't mean you. We didn't mean you.
Back to the basement.
We'll call. Are you playing like a video or something?
Am I playing a video?
I keep hearing like traces of audio from something.
Could it be the fact that you fucked up this entire...
It's not me.
Diego, a giant tortoise credited with saving his species, has finally retired to an uninhabited island off of the coast of Ecuador after decades of service in a breeding program. So Diego, just to recap, tortoise, his whole race is dying, and so he's tasked with banging as many female tortoises, I guess, that are the same species. And is it still happening? It's still
Yeah, I
happening.
keep hearing something. Oh, you know what?
What?
It's dude, it's like traces of our music system playing through the background.
Well,
Okay. No, not nearly enough for the folks at home to hear, hopefully.
next time I just want you to say this mantra when you're starting the show, okay?
What's up?
Just think this mantra over and over again. Just be like, I'll be ready. I'll be ready now. I'll be ready. Just say that in your
I'm
head
going
a
to
couple
put
times.
piss on his own cam for that so he can just enjoy all the love raining in for that bit.
Are we not appreciating the fact that we played the Baywatch theme at the beginning of the show?
I still think that was the greatest thing that's happened so far.
Absolutely. Well, besides Diego, the giant fornicating tortoise. No, we got some actually pretty interesting stuff. Like, what would you guess? What would you guess when they first discovered, the earliest egg they have found? You think it'd be a hard shell egg or a soft shell egg?
It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous question.
That's a ridiculous question to find out where all of the species of animals came from.
Of course it'd be a hard shell egg.
Of course it would be a hard shell egg, except you're wrong. Scientists find the biggest soft shell egg ever, and they nicknamed it the Thing. That's right,
a
Chris.
lame name.
Yeah, I think that's a little lazy. It's like they're science. Well, they're scientists. They're not creatives, So
There was already a movie called The Thing, and it was made in the 80s and then poorly remade later on.
the dog's the alien. By the way, 2018.
He just ruined the entire movie for me.
Paleontologist Julia Clark was visiting a colleague named David. Nobody gives a shit. He showed her a mysterious fossil that he collected years earlier. In where? Antarctica. He and his coworkers called it the Thing. It was weird enough that they decided to collect it, even though it wasn't clear what it was. It definitely wasn't bone, but it was strikingly unusual, as Clark recalls. Who works in the University of Austin, Texas. No, that one's boring too. No, but it was the object was more than 11 by 7 inches in size. I don't know, something like that.
You wouldn't begin to know where 7 inches. What that looks like.
It's like 2 Vienna sausages stacked on top of each other. Dude, we should actually, I was thinking about that. We should do Vienna sausages for one of like the food challenges, since we're doing like foods that are totally not offensive to a lot of people, and we made a huge deal
I thought
about
I
the
had
spam
like a
thing.
great idea for a bit on this show.
Yeah, what was that?
I was wondering when we could get to that.
Yeah, what do you got?
The alcohol thing.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah, okay.
The thing that I was talking about.
Yeah, Chris
See, I had a good idea, and Piss is like, no. Wait, guys, what if I do all these really shitty ones first?
I like to
and
just do
then.
I like to do the intros on stuff so people know what's coming up next, and then dive into the deeper issues.
The deeper issues.
Yeah.
Like,
So
like what?
Chris had a really good point too. He's like, the show's called Six Deep. It's technically about 2 guys drinking 6 beers, and you know the alter premise is that we get too hammered and then we say dumb stuff. And
You know
that-
what? Speaking of which,
Yeah.
on that point, god damn it, why is nothing working? On that point, why are we looking at the beerometer here
Yeah, look
for
at
a
there.
little update ski there?
Yeah, we're having some
Come on, buddy, where are we
fun
at
stuff
on the-
there. Oh, we are officially. You got it armed and ready?
I mean,
We're at code level green.
oh, is that where we are?
Code level green.
For
Yeah.
fuck's sake. Yep, everything's effed. Now, yeah, can you tell that we shot at a...
Oh.
Here you go, guys. Here's a little
That was an
lesson for you.
unintended consequence of.
Little lesson for everybody at home. If you shoot in a lower resolution and then radically change that later on,
I know I say this every time, but
shiz gets fluffed.
I know I say this usually every time, but this for sure is going to be the best episode of Six Deep we've ever had. Like, I am so excited and ready to just bring our top A-game performance.
And that's going to happen with all the rest. Oh, my Lord in heaven. Good Lord. See what's happening? You know what, Piss? Why don't you talk for a second while I...
Oh, that's funny. You've been shutting me up the whole time. Now I
I,
get to talk. Well, hey, let's talk
need to
about
fix
this.
some stuff.
We're talking about the premise of the show. 6 Deep. Host drinks 6 beers. They get kind of stupid, and they say dumb stuff, and that's what makes the show entertaining, right? So we thought it would be interesting to dive into finding out what exactly happens when you drink alcohol. And this is what we found out.
Oh, please tell them.
Yeah? Okay. So once swallowed...
Crap.
And Chris knows all about swallowing. Alcohol is rapidly absorbed into the blood and moves to all parts of the body, including an unborn baby, which I bet you didn't know you had one of those inside of you. You know what I'm saying?
I did not.
Okay.
And I can tell for the folks at home, they're going to be like,
So,
what
hey, this
on
is-
earth is happening right now?
This is,
You know what? Don't worry. Just like listen to it like a podcast for a little bit and pretend that Piss and Chris didn't totally F up. All right,
Okay,
hey,
so,
we're back.
they
What's
put like
up?
30 charts in front of me, and then they're, you know, it's like, scroll to this next thing to find some bullshit. So, after a drink is swallowed, the alcohol... After a drink is swallowed, the alcohol is rapidly absorbed into the blood, 20% through the stomach and 80% through the small intestine,
Nice.
with effects felt in 5 to 10 minutes after drinking. So we should okay, so when did we start the show?
I don't know.
Has it been 5 or 10 minutes yet? Are you feeling anything?
I mean, yeah, we've been drinking for like 3 hours now.
I haven't felt anything in years.
I could tell you it's 5 o'clock Mountain Standard Time right now. Give or take 4 minutes.
It usually peaks in the blood after 30 to 90 minutes and is carried through all the organs of the body. So pro tip, just drink for a long time, and then that like 30 minutes gets pushed out further and further. You know what I'm saying? So like start in the morning, and then, you know.
Yeah, what
drink
he
at the-
said.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Most, 90% of the metabolism or breaking down of alcohol from a toxic substance to water and carbon dioxide is performed by the liver. Easy for me to say. With the rest excreted through the lungs. So we're breathing alcohol? Yeah, well, that makes sense, right? Because like if a cop breathalyzers you, right? He breathalyzers you. then he's picking up alcohol.
Breathalyzes you or breathalyzers you?
I don't know.
Well, I suppose it's a breathalyzer.
Yeah, right. So I don't know. It's
The
breathalyze.
instrument itself.
Yeah. Okay.
I swear to scratch my cornea. Everything is going smooth. Piss. Continue on.
And then through the kidneys and in sweat. So you're just sweating booze. That's why like people just bad alcoholics like Chris just sweat all the time.
Yeah, I got a pretty good sweat going on sometimes.
The liver can only break down a certain amount of alcohol per hour. Maybe on them. Which for an average person,
That didn't make
which
sense.
we do not fall into that category, is around one standard drink. The BAC, the blood alcohol concentration, rises, and the feeling of drunkenness occurs when an alcohol is drunk faster than the liver can break it down. So we got to get to hustling, buddy. Now we know physiologically that we can't just be sitting on beers.
I'm working on it, bud.
I don't know, and a bunch of
Trust.
other science shit.
Trust.
Maybe we should
I
kind of
thought
like
it
just...
would like tell you when stuff got like turned off in your head or something.
Well, let's see here.
I said it before episode, but I thought it was interesting how the frontal lobe of your brain gets shut off while you're drinking. And I thought maybe you could find a post that talked about the parts of your brain that shut down and when. Whilst you are drinking.
That was kind of a shitty article. They didn't really...
Yeah, that was a pretty shitty one. I feel like
They kind of went into just like the... They like
didn't look too far into
not
that.
only that, but it was like a lot about pregnancies, and I'm not pregnant, so yet.
You're not?
Yeah, so I mean, if you have an unborn baby in you and you're drinking...
Boy, do I feel embarrassed. I just touched his belly before the show and congratulated him, but...
Alcohol passes back and forth through the placenta... through the placenta from...
Oh, shit. Kids are still into that. There
from
you
the
go.
blood of the mother into the unborn
Good
baby.
God.
Like, who the fuck wrote this?
Good
like
God.
Skinnerd or something?
Leonard
Slayer?
Skinner?
I don't know.
What?
Skinnerd? No, he was the
Leonard Skinner? Sweet.
Freebird guy.
Yes, I thought it was Sweet Home Alabama.
Did
And
he do Sweet Home Alabama too?
Probably.
Comment below.
And for sure, Freebird. Yeah, you're dead on there. Free as a bird now. Yeah, we should get some cranberries on this next break. You know what? I'll plan for a break here. You bring us
Oh,
into
really?
it.
You think you're planning for a break already when all this magic is happening?
I mean, gotta keep things, moving along.
Scott. Oh no. Oh. Okay. So we got Rob talking about butt chugging.
Oh, dude, butt chugging. Why have we not had that on the show yet?
That's actually a genius idea.
Let's get 100 likes
Chris-
for this video, and Piss will do some butt chugging.
If we get 100 likes, Chris is gonna butt chug.
You know what? Shit,
an entire
100 likes.
PBR.
I'll do the butt chug, guys.
See,
You
There
can hold
go.
me to it. Hold
I'm
me to
glad
it.
you brought that up because as a part of our setting goals for next week, I was really hoping you were going to set one, and I think that's going to be a great goal. So can you make a commitment to me
Do you
right
guys
now
hear
about
this
butt chugging?
condescending, just total BS, fake coaching,
But
middle management? You know what? Lower management kind of like, hey, we learned this at a one-day seminar that was 2 hours, and there was a lunch. But it was like just shitty sub sandwiches. Yeah, I've been to those.
Let's
What
breathe
did
it
you
out.
just
I just
drop
fucking
there?
knocked it. This
What
whole
did
thing
you
is
just drop, dude? That's so. Let's see what. Oh, something expensive broke. We'll find out later.
I'm balancing everything on a subwoofer. That's like the one of those things that you don't get to see.
See
behind
what
the
I
movie
got here. You
magic.
should be so lucky. This
He's got a full table. Look at this. It's like a palace.
But I
over
can't
there.
reach. Look, I got to run the show and be funny at the same time.
Shit, I don't
It's
have
a lot
any
of
of
heavy
that.
lifting on this side here.
On your side,
On my, yeah.
been doing a bang
Yeah.
up job today here, buddy.
I think I saw one of my songs, but we won't do that. You know what? I'll do this one
Well,
because
the people want to hear good music.
I want to do
so-
this song because it's respectful to the current events that are happening right now. You ready?
Baywatch again, or what's up?
No, it's something pretty much the same. But anyways, this is our lo-fi way of letting Piss know what is happening in the
I
breaks.
feel like we're going backwards.
All right, here we go, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're becoming witness to the greatest media sensation ever. 6 Deep. We'll be right back.
take you to a gay bar. I wanna take you to a gay bar, gay bar, gay bar. Let's start a war. Start a nuclear war. At the gay bar, gay bar, gay bar. Wow! At the gay bar. Now tell me, do you have any money?
I sure don't.
I wanna spend all your money at the gay bar, gay bar, gay bar. I've got something to put in you. I've got something to put in you. I've got something to put in you. At the gay bar, gay bar, gay bar. You're a superstar. At the 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 gay bar. Superstar.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You are always a superstar at the gay bar. And especially when you tune in and watch your two best internet pals, Biss and Chris, doing it again for your amusement here on Six Deep, the audio-visual media sensation. Taking the world by storm with how many people, potentially?
I don't know, like 2.6 billion, 2.2, I don't know.
Yeah, like 2.6, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm still fixing my ghetto ass stand. But
What's
I think
wrong with the stand? What's wrong with the stand?
I think we had a great time during the break is what I'd like to focus on.
Yeah, I had a great time until you started
now
bitching
this-
about the stand.
And, you know,
You think Scott wants to hear that?
Substandard.
Hi to,
No.
Hi to Scott. I know you
No,
probably
because-
already tuned out already, but
you know what? Scott's one of those hard-working fellas that doesn't want to sit here and listen to me bitch about the stand that you cheaped out on. That's all.
I didn't even buy that stand.
See?
So whose fault is that?
Right there. Case in point. You didn't even...
Behind the scenes, Chris
So
has been bitching
cheap.
because I bought this stand and this microphone, and he's like, "Oh, I want the stand. I want the good stand."
Hold on. We've
want
had some
the
updates
stand.
over the break. Beers were
Give me the
finished,
nice
and since you
stand.
guys can't see...
That's what you sound like. That's what you sound like. Oh, so you want to? Do we need to test out your bitchin' graphics department here
I just bit
as we
belched.
ascend to code level yellow? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 minutes have sank in, and we're starting to feel the inebriants accumulating in our livers. Just for you guys.
Oh, yeah, it's starting to sink in all right.
See, I just vaporized alcohol. That was part of it.
I'm not saying you should do it all the time, but you ever just have a shitty day at work and you just come home and just you're like, now it's a competition to see how much I can just imbibe. You know, and it doesn't have to be alcohol. It could be...
Chris is just sitting there crying in his room like, this one's for you, Gary.
Gary? You mean Larry?
You know, your boss, Gary.
Don't have a boss named Gary.
Gary, you know. Middle management kind, you know. Not setting the world on fire, but shows up every day. Gary.
This kid doesn't even know what he's talking about. Anyways. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Left the music on through this break as well.
Jesus.
Now I'm hearing, like, applause that's real far away.
This one's for audience. Should we just start this whole thing over?
I know, really? I'm really hoping this is one of the episodes where the guys at home are like, hey, you guys accidentally forgot to turn the volume on. should just start all over. This would have been a great one for that.
They can all hear us right now.
Oh God!
Do you notice how I said they can all hear us? Like there's more.
Like there's more. Yeah, I like your optimism.
Let's check out our current number here,
Love
bud.
your optimism.
We officially have just me watching the program right now.
I bet. So we've lost everybody. Everybody tuned in, and they were right. They were just like, "This is not good."
But wonderful, wonderful comments from Scott as always. He was inquiring as to what butt chugging was.
Butt chugging. See, we learned something.
Yeah.
We could talk about upper
We're an
decking, butt
educational
chugging.
platform. That's what we do here. We spread knowledge. What, Christopher, in your words, what is the process through which you chug?
See, I've been
Through your
fascinated with butt chugging since I heard about it years ago, but never tried it. I mean, in theory, you basically put a beer bong, which is a car oil funnel,
Yeah.
and you get yourself some plastic tubing from the hardware store.
Is there
that
like a
fits the-
diameter size we should be looking out for?
I mean, I'm not encouraging anybody to do this, but if I were, I would probably go to the hardware store and pick up a funnel for oil, and then I'd walk over to the plastic tubing section and then just see if I could fit that spout into the tubing, and then buy maybe, say, 3 feet of that tubing.
So here's what I don't get. So I get like the act of butt chugging. You're taking that funnel that you're talking about. You insert
See,
it
the
in.
problem with that is,
Yeah. Oh,
not
there's
saying
a
I'm
problem.
an aficionado of insertion in the back door or anything, but that's going to be a pretty startling transition of just, handsaw that you found in the garage cutting the edge off that plastic pipe.
Well, you could sand it down, I suppose,
I
right?
mean, you better have a fine grit, my friend.
Yeah?
Fine,
You could like kind of bevel the edges
very
around
fine
it.
grit. I sure hope you bevel. You're gonna bevel. You're gonna emboss. You're gonna.
Whatever you got to do.
You're gonna char. Whatever you got to do.
So we have our intake figured out.
I think we're even taking a leap ahead, saying we figured out how we got it in. But okay, let's
with-
just say we got it in.
With enough tenacity and lubricant, you can do just about anything in this world.
I'm not going to disagree with
You see
you.
how you can do just about it.
I'm going to say you got it in.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, you can't just put like a Miller Lite in there. You're gonna have to have high alcohol content for max absorption.
So there's a quality issue.
But I think
on top
there's
of
a
this.
theory.
Can you taste?
Now, okay,
through,
hold on. Well, I don't think you can. I don't think you have taste buds per se. I think you can feel pain, and I think alcohol probably burns. So I'm gonna say that.
Well, you're not pouring hard liquor down there.
Well, here, let's just talk about it for a
Okay.
second, because I mean, basically the principle we're working off of here is that the tissues in one's anus, as Borat would say.
Balloon knot.
Sure, your balloon knot, your whatever. Anyways.
Gentleman's wallet.
Okay, yeah. That tissue inside that area is supposed to be much more sensitive, and then it's supposed to absorb more alcohol through it because it's such a thin membrane to the blood barrier.
Doesn't this kind of sound like the South Park thing where you like eat food through?
I mean, this is. I'm just explaining the theory as it was explained to me. So I'm saying
I don't feel like this is that complicated of a process. You sand her down, lube it up, shove it in. My question comes in way after that. My question is, now we've got it in. It's in to an appropriate distance.
That's
past the first and second door. Now we've chosen our. I'm surprised you're hung up on alcohol. My thing is still the chugging. So you've got it in there. You start pouring the beer. What happens? Does it just naturally chug, or like is there like
one
like what? How do you?
one needs to learn how to take in? Oh God,
Anyway, we forgot to
amounts
mention it's
of,
Father's Day today, so happy Father's Day, and I'm sure you're proud of your children and what they've accomplished.
Oh, hoping fathers don't know how to use Facebook.
Yeah, and luckily, of course, we are totally just giving so much pride to our father with educating, which I think is the most important thing you can do for people.
Education is the most important.
Yeah, because somebody
Thing
might
you
go out
can-
and they might try and butt chug incorrectly, right?
And that could be unsafe.
Yeah, they could be like, oh, what is this? Freon or something?
I like where you're going with that. So
Yeah.
really what we're doing here is we're doing like a public safety thing
It is, yeah.
to help people.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Mission accomplished, buddy.
Nice.
Nailed it. Nailed it.
Oh, okay, so we did
Nailed it.
how alcohol fits works in the body, butt chugging.
Okay.
Talked about some Facebook article and a turtle.
If Rob doesn't chime in with another topic soon, we are just...
Oh, Rob left a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Rob just signs in and is like, hey, there's the boys, and like, all right.
That's so kind of him, though. I mean, to patronize us.
Oh yeah. Scott brought up a good point talking about coffee enemas. I think see, Scott nails it again. Enemas, right?
Okay.
That's a real thing. Like people, you know more about this than I do, but you can even hook stuff
I
on
know.
your shower head, and you just
Okay, yeah, there
shove it
are
right in there.
There are attachments one can procure.
And then you just. What is it? Hot water?
Well,
Cold water? Does it matter?
I think the attachments have variable control over, pressure.
Okay. Do you want more pressure? Less pressure?
Well, I mean that's that's up to you. That's a personal
Not only
decision.
that, but coffee enema, doesn't that just sound kind of wasteful?
Well, coffee enema is where you gotta like lay upside down in a bathtub for that
Yeah.
one. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so there's methods of enemas where you don't have to?
Well, I got kids for you.
See, I'm learning quite a bit today. So you're saying that there's versions of enemas where you're not upside down?
Yeah, I mean there's shower attachments that
Where does it attach to the shower? Is there like a?
it's
Do I gotta
okay.
find like a hex thread or something, or
It's a splitter,
pull
right?
out the DeWalt and
You're gonna put a Y in your shower
Okay.
head.
So one
And-
part of the Y goes to the shower head, right?
Yeah, or your little shower wand or whatever, and then you're gonna give yourself, much like Mickey Mouse or whatever, you're gonna or Harry Potter, another wand.
Okay.
You'll have.
And Harry Potter's wand does magic. What does this wand do for us?
Anal cleanilauso.
Is that a spell or something? Or I'm not really
Yeah, of
hip into
course.
what the kids are doing these
I
days.
read all 4 of the I read all 3 of the Harry Potter books. I just want you to know.
So
Coming
now
from
it's
a place
in,
of extra pain.
and you're saying,
So
and
now-
I'm okay. So I'm assuming there's
So
some
now
bending
it's in.
So there's some bending
Oh.
involved. What is the shower head made of? Because we were talking about the beer bong tube.
See, the thing I never understood was things are gonna come out, right? I mean, are we just gonna? I feel like you have a term for what happens when one gets rid of, number 2 type substance
Butt puking.
through a drain.
Oh, you're just waffle stomping it down a drain. Some people that was the campaign I set up a couple of years ago because people were like, you know what, you should pee in the shower because it saves water. And I am all
So
for peeing
fucking
solutions here. Piss is always
So
about
bad.
peeing solutions. So if we can save water by peeing in the shower, I'm all for it. But I said, you know what, Chris? Why stop there?
I need another beer, dude. You got one? Why stop
Only
there?
I
Okay,
gotcha.
continue back at why
Stop
there.
at just peeing down the drain? Well, let's just remove. Do you know how difficult it is to install toilets and figure all that stuff out, and toilets leak and all that? If we're going to be peeing in the shower, why not number 2 in the shower? And then just waffle stomp it down the drain, and then there you go. Problem solved. And look at all that water you saved. You were using it anyway for showering. Now you've saved a tree somewhere in Zimbabwe.
You're basically helping the planet.
That's being an environmentalist.
I mean, you're
live
Bill
with a
Gates
purpose.
at that point. You're
Yeah.
Al Gore, man. You're saving the world. So
we
we
creating,
have tips for you guys on how we can actually not how you guys how we can all of us,
Yeah,
piss included,
Yeah.
work to make the world a better place.
that's what this show's about.
So I'm happy about that.
We get drunk and make the world a better place. And I'm starting a GoFundMe, still kind of on the books here, getting it figured out.
Has the page been made yet?
Nah, that's a lot of work. I gotta sign up, do all that stuff. But we're gonna start up a GoFundMe for a drain attachment, right? So you take out the old drain, you put on the new drain, and that makes waffle stomping turds down the drain that much more economical and good for the system.
Dude,
right?
I actually have something for right now. Unless you're just,
Well,
it sounds like you're trying to kill time because this idea you have is just that terrible. So if you,
So I'm the one killing time in this episode.
oh,
Okay.
if you have something, go ahead.
No, let's hear what you have to say.
I've got a brilliant multi-million-dollar invention idea.
Perfect, because I am broke as
and
hell.
you and I both know inventions are a horrible idea for lots of different reasons.
Why are they a horrible idea?
Because they're hard to bring to market and like actually manufacture and make money at, and a lot of people think it's like a quick cure-all way to make a bunch of money. But I have a brilliant idea
Lay it on me.
for an as-seen-on TV kind of... Hold on, I got you.
That was weak. That was weak. That shouldn't have even deserved kids.
Whatever. Okay, so... Got an idea. What if... Okay, so let me lay out the problem for you first here. I think that's kind of how a lot of these...
Perfect. Spray it on me, buddy.
These infomercials like start out by laying out the problem. It's
They're
in
like,
black
"Ugh."
and white. And the lady's like, how do you clean dishes? And then she just throws her dishes out of the sink like a moron. They smash all over the floor. You guys are smarter than that. But one problem you guys have, and I know I have it too, is, you know those little pieces of soap you get in the shower? You know what I'm talking about, Piss?
Thank you. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. You use up the bar of soap. It's too small to do any proper cleaning, but it still exists. It's still
Right.
a fragment of its former
So now
bar.
you got and you only have so much limited kind of real estate.
Yeah.
There we go. I was
Yeah.
going to say retail, and I was like, that's not the right word. I'm sure it's
Well,
not
if
the
it was
right-
retail, it would sell for a lot less, right? Because, it's a lot less soap.
You know what? We're getting to that.
Okay.
Right? But real estate. So you got these little tiny little shelves in your shower. I don't know why. They've been making showers for hundreds of years now, right?
Yeah.
Ever since Rome. You're talking at least 25 years, right?
So you're saying we've had enough time to figure this out.
Yeah, but they still keep giving us limited real estate.
Yeah.
Which I keep wanting to say retail. Anyways, so you got these little tiny, razor thin slivers of
that
of
just like
soap that
crust
just-
onto the surface of the shower, basically becoming a part of the shower.
What are those good for at that point, right?
Not much to me.
It would be amazing if somebody could find a use for that.
It sure would.
And I know you guys at home are like me, and you're like, man, that's just like throwing money down the drain when you just like waffle stomp.
Yeah, you got to waffle stomp the little sliver of soap down, and you know it's going to get caught up in the pipes, especially when you start, turd Fergusing down there.
When you just got to mash that little razor thin soap bar down the drain there,
Yeah.
that's waffle stomping. I think we all know that. I think we're not proud of it, but we all do it.
Yeah, let's move ahead with the point. Let's see what you got.
We've got time to kill here, buddy. But
Scott said you're like, Jesus Christ, dude.
no, but my $1 million invention idea is, what if you were to have like a little handheld device, like a tube that had kind of a vice type situation, like what you would secure your work as a woodworker with, and you could just kind of squeegee out the extra water and mash extra little pieces of shitty used soap
Yeah.
into a new bar of soap.
Into a brand new bar of soap.
Franken soap. And
Well, you could call it, because it would have different smells to each bar, right?
Yeah.
So you could call it frankincense.
you could call it the frankincense.
Yeah.
There you go. We've already named the product, I guess.
Somebody-
No, but I think that, like, if I was in
Brenda,
the shower, there's
hold
a
on,
lot of time
hold
where
on.
you're just
Brenda, give me the copyright on that. I need that by
Is her
5
name-
o'clock.
Was it Brenda? I think you should check with
There's
her
a
to
lot
make
of
sure.
employees here. There's a $25 million a year lab behind us.
Oh,
You don't
right,
think
I
we're going to
forget.
have a few runoff employees?
I forget about the lab. That's over.
Is-
That's definitely over
that's-
there.
It's easy to forget about because we're the data. They're sitting there. We actually have tubes actually in our assholes right now. That's extracting.
Maybe you do.
You don't have one of those?
No, they didn't tell me about.
Brenda! The hell? So, they're extracting information out of at least me, I guess, to fuel their experiments. And I'm kind of wondering who works for who at this point.
Well,
Brenda, give me some notes on that.
While we
I want a
wait
full
for
report.
Brenda to get
So you're
pissed
saying
notes on that.
so what does this
I
device
think this
look
is like a cute little plastic 3D printed device that has basically like a corkscrew on one side that just like
Is
know
it like bar
shoves-
shaped? So like is it like
Well, sure, you could create it at any number
the
of
top's
shapes.
kinda like that
The
curved
idea
shape?
is that it's like maybe a tube with like a crank down type of deal with like a flat plate underneath the screw head there that like mashes old shitty soap into a new bar of soap that you could use again because you get like 17 little razor thin pieces of soap in the shower. Now you could create a whole brand new.
So you're saying that I could smell like Zest and Irish Springs at
Sure.
the same time?
Or the people that use the same bar of soap all the time will just have one brand new bar of that soap. So it's basically like buy 6 bars of Dove for Men and
Yeah.
get one free with this product that we just
Okay,
created.
I'm interested in the product. You've piqued my
Okay.
interest. That's
Okay,
a
so
problem
you're
I
peeking.
have, and you're.
I didn't realize
solving-
you were peeking so fast.
It's a problem I have, and it's a problem you're solving. I need to know what the price is. What's our retail price on this device?
I mean, I think that's the most exciting part. I feel like we could put this together for. Most people would say we can absolutely tackle this for what $39.99. I think we can.
$39.99. Okay.
Oh, all day, every day. Well, what I'm saying is revolutionary.
Okay.
Okay. What I'm suggesting is that are you with me here, buddy?
I'm with you. I'm following you here.
I'm saying you and I today
Okay.
we commit to 1997.
1997.
Yeah, I think that's just like
That sounds like an
that's
incredible
like
bargain.
half the cost that most people
So you're telling
would
me
say that.
you're telling me right now that instead of $40
Yeah,
instead of
that's what they're saying. Well, hold on,
$39.99,
that's what they're saying is $40.
who are they?
You don't know?
I know.
It's them.
Enlighten me. Who's them?
It's the guys that are. It's the man.
So you're saying
who's
not,
trying to hold you down?
not $39.99,
No,
not even $29.99.
Don't even consider 39.
You're telling me that right now, if I act on this incredible offer, you're going to give me one frankincense bar maker for $19.97?
You know what, Biz? There's even more than that. You could, if you
Really?
act now.
Okay.
We're gonna throw in a pocket magnifying glass.
A
right
pocket magnifying glass?
now. How many times are you just laying in bed and you're like,
All the time.
I can't even read this right now?
I never can read. People have watched this show. They know I can't read. It's actually a really...
Since the 3rd grade, his teachers have been saying he can't read. It's
Yeah.
amazing. With the pocket magnifying glass, you've had it for 2 weeks now.
Yes.
How are we doing?
It's changed my life completely. I went from being a broke fucking loser to being... Well, I'm still broke, but... And I'm still kind of a fucking loser, but...
I mean, debatably, it's still.
But I can read better, and for that, I'm very thankful, you know? I'm pretty happy about that. So wait a second. So not 39, not 29, 1997. You're going to put in the frankincense bar maker.
I'm going to go this
plus-
far. I'm not even going to say who said 1997. I'm saying
You're blowing my
new
mind
price
right now.
right now, guys. New price. You with me?
Yeah.
$9.99.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
How's that feel?
$9.99?
How's doesn't that just like as a price just
How can we even make money
Ooh.
at
It just
a
feels
price
good.
like that?
That's the beauty of it, Piss. We don't make money.
We don't. Okay.
See, it's not even a not for profit. It's an actually literally it doesn't make profit. It's
a reverse profit company.
it
loses
reverse
money
profit.
every time.
It does. How could you possibly service the customer better than losing every? I can't find the kids. The kids are just there. They are.
Speaking of kids, Chris, and I'm glad you brought that up. Maybe my frankincense
stupid.
adult bar maker would be maybe a little bit too big for my son Timmy's showering needs. Is there anything available for Timmy?
Why, as the kids are trying to tell me, yes, there is.
Really?
Is it a junior frankincense?
It could be.
What are they offering your child? Piss. Since I wasn't clued into, what's your idea here, buddy? This goes for the long
from the
beat.
makers of the frankincense bar shaper reuser comes a brand new product, the Frankincense Junior. Now it's a bar maker for your kids' soap to make little tiny Trump hand-sized soap. I know the Trump part. Actually, that brings me up on a good part here. We were talking about the politics thing. We got really heavy.
Hold on. We're still waiting for the joke that you're about to tell.
Well, I burnt out all my humor trying to pad your shitty investment idea that would just lose us shit.
You
tons of
don't
money.
think that a device made of plastic?
I'm just picturing this like little shitty.
You're sitting in the
screw.
shower. You're already scratching your ass.
Yeah.
You're just wasting time. You got to work soon. And you're like, I hate my boss. And fuck today, right? Because of the thing that they're going to ask you to do, and you don't want to do that. Instead, you got this little thing, and you see it in your shower. You're like, hey, I'm going to mash my old shitty soap bars in
I'm
there.
sure you see
and
little
I could
things
just,
in the shower all the time.
And I could just mash my old soap bars into this thing, and then I would magically have.
All right, the deal's falling apart on me. I had too many questions. So you have the bar maker, right? How many small sliver bars would you need?
We just
in order
gave our
to make,
audience a free ride for the rest of their life.
Forget about it.
All they got to do is just make this invention, and you're just sailing. You ever seen the Virgin Mobile guy?
Okay, I'm gonna.
You ever heard of Bernie Madoff? I mean,
all right, for that reason, I'm.
have
out.
you
For that reason, I'm out.
Pablo Escobar?
I'm going to give
You've
you
never
one
heard
more
of the-
chance. I'm going to give you one more chance. So I need you to explain to me the product because I'm a little bit
I'm not gonna-
uneducated on this
I'm not going to
product.
re-explain to you.
I'm asking you a very simple question about your product. If you can't answer these questions to me, an investor, how are you going to ever ask those questions to your potential customer?
This isn't
I would
Shark
like to
Tank.
know how many sliver bars I would need in order to make a full bar of frankincense soap.
What are you trying to make? I mean, shit. Give me 3 slivers, and I got you a little one of those little hotel soaps.
Oh, so there's a hotel soap. Is that like the junior frankincense maker? Or is that...
I mean, it's like a pollen press for soap. You ever mess with one of those?
So it just mashes like a little flower shape on top of like a circular bar or something?
This kid has never smoked weed in his life. Here's a dead obvious. This kid has never even been inside a head shop before. Just saying.
I'm working with your ruse right now.
Just saying.
So I'm giving you the
It's
L
a
right now.
press for.
All right, Brenda, fucking pack up the bags. We're out of here. No, we're passing on the idea. It's a frankincense is off the board. Get it out of here. Is there anything else you'd like to pitch to the team here while you're here? See, I drank it. I drank the beer. I used 2 hands, didn't I? I didn't want to go into politics, but can we talk about Trump's rally real quick last night?
Yeah.
There were supposed to be like 1 million people that were there.
They weren't.
Yeah, it was the arena that held 20,000 people. How many people were there? Less than 20?
that.
Yeah. And I know Trump's a big fan of the show. He's called into the show many times. He talked to us about, his relationship with Alex Jones and Ivanka and everything. We really appreciate that he would take, he could have gone on Fox and Friends, but he chose 6 Deep with Piss and Chris, and I'm grateful for that. But what the hell was up with the story for like 2.5 hours about like the general having to walk him down the ramp?
It was the ramp.
Listen, nobody has slicker shoes than me. Okay, look at these shoes. These shoes are so slick. Okay, they're made out of human flesh. Okay, tiny Chinese children, which we know the virus is from China. Okay, they wanted me to walk down the ramp. Okay, I'm telling you, it's terrible. They frankly, I'm surprised they even had a ramp at all. Okay. And he went on for about another hour on just the ramp and getting down. And then my thing is, I'm not like a huge Trump basher, but in this one instance, I gotta give it to my main man Trump.
It's just
But he to remedy this. Don't put kids on that. That was not worth it.
wasn't worth it.
To remedy his issues with the ramp, which I think that every president should be just like what do you call that? Issued. What do they do with soldiers? Yeah, they issue stuff, right? I don't know. Whatever they do with that.
Sure. Issued.
But they should have
government issued.
Yeah, they should have had government issued rubber-soled shoes for Trump to wear, so he could walk. I mean, our president should be able to walk through any surface, like land, air, sea, whatever it is. Our president should be like,
Listen, I stepped on alligators to get here, okay? I took 7 alligators. I murdered them all. I murdered the alligators, and I took them, I carved their skin out, little tiny alligator skin. I made them into shoes, okay? I made them into the most expensive shoes. Some people are saying probably the most expensive shoes they've ever seen. They took the shoes.
I'm going to just start distancing the show from what you're saying.
They
Just going to
took
take
the
the
shoes.
logo away.
They gave me the shoes, and guess what the shoes had, okay? They didn't even have the alligator skins on the bottom. They had no alligator skins. It was as smooth as ice. It was like I was wearing ice, which I love ice. I support ice. It was like I was wearing ice with tons of Mexican children locked in cages. It was like I was wearing so much ice that to expect me to sit on a ramp, to stand on this ramp, to walk down the ramp with my shoes, completely impossible. I tell you what I did. Okay, I'll tell you what I did. I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you what I did. I took the general. Okay, there was a general there. The general was like, "Great speech, Mr. Trump. You did an incredible speech. We all loved the speech. It was fantastic. It was probably the best speech we've ever heard." He took the speech. He said it was great. And then he said, "Mr. Trump, if you need me, I will take you. I will hold your hand. I will hold your massive presidential hands. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Mr. Trump. Mr. President Trump, I'm going to walk you down the ramp. Okay, I'm going to take you. You can hold my arm. You can do whatever you want." The general told me I could do whatever I want. If I wanted to, I could have pulled that general's pants down. I could have made him butt chug. I could have taken a funnel. Okay, I took the funnel. I mashed it into his ass. Okay, I mashed it. I took it. I lubed it. I did everything I could. Mashed it up his ass. And what I did, let me tell you what I did. I'm going to tell you so hard. The mainstream, look at all these people in the back. Look at all these cameras in the back, okay? These people are not going to tell you what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. I took that tube. I shoved it so far into his ass. I shoved it in there. And then I walked down the ramp. But when I was walking down, the shoes were so slippery. I think I mentioned the shoes, how slippery the shoes were. They were so slippery. I took the shoes and I walked down. When I got to the bottom, you know what I did in the last 10 feet, Chris? You know what I did with the last 10 feet? I racked down that ramp. Okay, I ran it. I ran so far away, and I ran so far away. Okay, I think that was REO Speedwagon, but he spent like an hour and a half on.
It wasn't.
And I ran. Who did that one?
Most
Comment
definitely
below.
Flock
I
of
ran
Seagulls.
so far away.
The answer was Flock of Seagulls.
Did you say Flock of Seagulls?
Because Piss didn't.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty bad with that kind of stuff.
But let
Nobody
me tell
noticed.
you, I was probably the greatest at walking down the ramp you've ever seen. Melania called me. She's like, you know what? You're the number one thing trending on Twitter. Okay,
I gotta say, for a show about
trending.
drinking, the most difficult thing to do on the show is drink, because I'm right-handed, so I'm like, ha.
I wonder if we should have thought about that because I'm left-handed. So
Ha.
people don't know this about Piss and Chris, but we're actually mirror-image identical twins.
Yeah, explain that. That's one interesting fact about us. We're twins, but not only that, we're the rarest form of twins.
So can I explain it like Trump?
Piss is going to explain it.
I just feel like this show hasn't been Trump-heavy enough for like a while, and I thought it was probably time that we brought him back for a second. Or I could do it as Alex Jones. Let me tell you some people. That was not a very good Alex Jones. Let me tell you. There you go. It's a little bit more like this. Let me tell you, people, ladies and gentlemen, Piss and Chris are actually identical monozygotic twins. Let me tell you, there is a plant somewhere off the coast of Manhattan that is an island. What is it called? Easter Island? I don't know. Some sort of island that does genetic experiments. Let me tell you, people.
Oh, I know the name of this. It's
I know it's
something
bugging me.
Island.
That's the one where the Montauk monster came from. You know, the one that they found on the beach with like the beak. It was like a.
Isn't that pine or shit? I don't
Shit.
know.
Oh, dude, pine something. I might be thinking it because of the pine, because of the
It's not pine. Gap.
because of the.
It's that one
Are you gonna throw some kids on them? Shit, you
It's
said
that place where Lyme's disease escaped.
yeah.
out
That's
of.
exactly what I was thinking.
Plum
like,
Island.
Plum Island. There you go.
Plum
Thank
Island.
you. Thank you. Because I was thinking like Lyme disease,
Nailed
ticks,
it.
ticks are in yeah.
Nailed it.
it's a
Okay,
Plum
go for
Island.
it, Piss. Continue to be wrong. Okay, what's up?
They took the egg, they split it in half here at Plum Island. And then what ended up happening, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this is when the globalist elite, they're gonna want you to not pay attention. They're gonna think they're not looking at everything. But let me tell you, people, we are looking at everything.
And then what happens?
No, I'm not. I don't know. But yeah, we're monozygotic, identical twins.
That's every time. I leave the kids on.
He left the kids on. He left them on.
I left the kids on.
He left them on.
You know what? I'm just going to throw this out there. I'm willing to throw one more music break, but I don't think we set the AC right in here because it's probably cresting 4,000 degrees
Really, I
Celsius.
put it down like 2 degrees in preparation.
How do you feel right now? You're wearing long sleeves.
I feel okay. I'm not burning up.
I'm sweating profusely right
Well, you're
now.
wearing a jacket right now.
But it's part of my badass,
It is, yeah. The rocker,
Renegade.
the rocker thing.
Anti-beta cuck American beta male
Yeah, how's that working out?
cuck. It's working out great. I'm slanging tons of what the beta male wouldn't call poon, and I'm sweating profusely
He's
right now.
probably the biggest cuck I've ever seen, and I think most people agree with me
Wow.
most of the time.
Wow.
They think he's a little cucky. That's what they've told me, and that's really all I have to go on is how cucky he's been. So cucky.
Where did you hear these reports, Mr. President?
From my Fox and friends over at Fox. They call him the Five, the Big Five, the Great Five, the Most Awesome Five. What do they call him? I don't even. Is it the Five? I don't even. What's? Is that the Five when they're talking about Fox and shit? They're like, oh, the Five commented on this,
I'm not even going to tell him.
or is the Five the like Ilhan Omar and that other chick and 4 or 5 other people?
I think that.
How many numbers are in 5?
I was gonna say rag gang. That was the first thing that came to my head, but I know
rag gang.
I know that's not right.
That's such a woo flu kind of like word.
I don't know.
I'm trying to work out my Trump faces. He's got the
probably, mostly. You know what I'm talking about? It's that face where he's like, and then I smelled something. Smelled like a fart. It smelled like probably the biggest fart.
I feel like he does the
Frankly,
like teeth thing a lot. I don't know. He does like a probably, mostly. I don't know. I can't do it.
Is he British now?
Turns into the old
he's
British.
mostly like some sort of plebeian who's wearing his non-crocodile.
Bottom tooth.
Which you won't find in the newest Alfa Romeo.
Piss has a boner for Jeremy Clarkson.
I do. I think he's probably the greatest presenter of our time. And every time I do a 6D program, I'm like, how can I be more like Jeremy Clarkson? What's your favorite presenter? Besides your 2 best internet pals, Piss and Chris.
All right, we should be wrapping this up soon here, pal.
Let's go to a music break. We're going to come back, try and rectify this mess that we did. How long have we even been on?
Horrible, just abortion of an episode, I feel
We've
like.
only done... Oh, okay, I was going to say we only did 35, but then it auto-corrected. It's been an hour 3.
Oh.
Scott said it was a great show, loved it, and then signed off promptly.
I mean, Scott's got great taste, so I think he even knows that. Just tonight, maybe Piss and Chris were doing this one for us. Maybe we were just trying to get a little too fluffy. I mean, we got there.
Probably the fluffiest.
I wonder how much of this episode...
I just love how we had like a super intricate conversation with a very intelligent man earlier, and then we just got plowed and effed this episode
Well,
up.
but I'm glad you said that, because there's no reason we can't continually lower
Sorry, what's
There's
up?
no reason that we can't continually lower the bar to this program every show. And we promise you, America and the rest of the world, because this show could be international. We have no idea.
You know what? I'm going to close this out. I've got the greatest song. This will be the last song, but I've got it, and it'll be dope.
Okay.
But I want you to end it strong. Can you make me that promise?
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been witness to the greatest minds that YouTube and Facebook have ever known. And before we get silenced from the internet airwaves, we want you to become a follower of Piss and Chris. That sounded kind of weird. Follower of Piss and Chris?
A little culty, but
We
whatever.
want you to subscribe
You know what I mean.
to Piss and Chris. Click that like button, hit subscribe on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook. You've been watching Six Deep with the greatest hosts of all time, Chris and Jeremy Clarkson. We'll see you next time on Six Deep with Piss and Chris.
また夜が明ければお別れ夢は遠き幻にあなたを追いかけていた光の中で抱かれるたび暖かい風を頼り春を告げ踊り出サンシャイン夏を目じ野原から草川秋の月のぼったままるさを祝い冬を過ぎまた月に数えまだまぶたの奥にあるいつかの夏と過ぎた青空暖かかった手をつなぐ花摘み歌ういつや思い出ではなく初月から三月雲と絡む月いつか帰らぬことに目覚めた時に一人気づきあなた探すたびに今呼び覚ます記憶の中でいつ歩き出す